Well, hi again, welcome to my latest video. Well, I got myself a new toy. The new ZV-E10 Mark II, the newest model that they just came out with a lot of new features and some other things that they've changed just a little bit. So we'll take a look at this. I'll do a box opening first. Then I'll open up some accessories that they sent me from B&H Photo for purchasing this at no extra charge. I could have got it with or without the accessories, but if it was free, why not? You know, and I'll open these up too and show you what came with that, along with a little case, carrying case. I guess you can put it on your belt too. See if it's worth anything. I'll open that up, and then we'll take a look. Now, as you may recall, my existing ZV-E10 I use generally with my gimbal, my Xeon gimbal. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, Xeon. Anyway, I think the new one is going to match this a lot better, as you'll see in a couple of minutes. It's supposed to be about the same weight. Some people said it was lighter. Some people said it wasn't. I may actually weigh it and see if it is the same weight or not, just to make sure, okay? So we'll take a look at that. And maybe I'll do a test using this gimbal with the camera on it, the new camera. Now, this camera here, I'm going to sell it. I'll be giving more information about that towards the end of the video, okay? Talk to you soon. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is open this box up and see what it comes with. Turn it this way. You know, I like the old boxes better, the ones that had the orange on them. Now they just got these plain paper box ones that, you know, not so exciting. But right here is all the paperwork. Won't spend much time on that. I like to use the online manual with the Sony equipment, so that's where I'll be picking up any details that I may have not seen yet online. Okay, what's in here? Well, let me start with the camera. Take this guy out, and we'll take a look. Surprise, surprise, my first white one. I wanted to get one that was different. The white one looked pretty good, and also it'll match my gimbal better. So I'm going to stick with the Stormtrooper concept by having a white camera up there. At least that's one way of looking at it, right? I think everything is basically the same. It's fully articulating the screen. Let me close it up. It's got all the things. This is the new lens they came out with, the new 16 to 50. Of course, that gets converted because it's an APS-C camera. So it has a smaller sensor, but this has got a brand new sensor, from what I understand, using some of their higher end camera lines. So it's like 22 megapixels or something. Let me take this off just to see. Yeah, not much to say. I don't really like, though, the, let me line this up and put it back in. I don't really like this aluminum look. I wish they would have followed the body the same, or at least some of it, you know. They could have done part of it aluminum, like the very front, maybe the back part, left it to this. That's personal preference, right? Okay, so that's the camera. What else do we have? Well, we got the shoulder strap. I don't really use those too much. I don't think I may have unwrapped it, but I never really used the shoulder strap on the other one. It just sits in that gimbal all the time, right? Sometimes I'll put it on a tripod here in the office, but most of the time it's sort of been dedicated to the gimbal. We'll see if that changes, because this one has features that approach more my main Sony ZV-E10 that's sitting on the tripod over there, that I did the introduction, and I'll probably do the conclusion with for this video. Let's see what we got here. Oh, hopefully that's the battery. Now, I really like the fact that they changed this battery from the one that was in the original EV10. This is the same one that's in the Sony ZV-E10. So now, the fact that I have 4 batteries for that guy on the tripod over there, you know, I now have 5 batteries, probably buy a 6th one too, that I can share between these 2 cameras, which works out, makes it very convenient. Okay, I'll put that in a minute. Let me see what else we got here. Oh, that's the sound muff. Some people call it the dead cat. Like I said in the past, my wife really doesn't like that term. She's a cat person, right? There we go. all white to match the camera. Never even used this on the other one, on this original ZV, or basically any of my ZV cameras except for maybe making a video, or actually may have put it on like I'm putting this one on right now. Let's see. You got to put it on this way, right? It's got to cover the speaker, the microphone, I'm sorry. And there we go. That's the sound muff. Keeps the air and the wind from affecting the sound. This has exactly the same microphone, by the way, as my ZV-E10. The 3-directional, it can automatically sense whether you're talking from the front or the back, or you could lock it into one or the other, or have it listen all around if you'd like. Let me put the battery in, and then we'll see about doing the initial setup. Here we go. Oh, this is really, oh, before I do that, let me show you something here. Another thing they followed with a higher end camera, they put the SD card here. Then they also have the same connections basically that my ZV-E10 has. So over here you have your USB-C and your microphone input if you have it external like I do, like I'm using right now here, filming this. It's also got, which I didn't see many people mention, in addition to the HDMI, it also has this little connector here that allows you to put a headset on and listen to the sound. Now I can tell you, I've had problems in the past with some of the other cameras. I do not, let me double check this. I do not believe the original, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. It does have a microphone as well. I'm sorry, a headphone jack as well. Because the microphone jack is up here. Okay, I stand corrected, that's good. For some reason, I didn't think it had that. Not that I'm going to do that on the gimbal too easily, unless I put a wireless headset on it. But let me go ahead and continue with this. All the connections are basically the same there. Close all this up. This pretty much looks all the same back here and up on top. Oh, what they did do is, let me take this muff off. What they did do up here, they changed it from a push button to go picture, video, or S and Q to a little switch. So you can make sure that it doesn't accidentally get pushed. I never had that problem, but a lot of people apparently did. So they improved it from that regard. It's got all the rest of the stuff the same. It has the on and off though. That's now similar to the ZV-E10. I do not believe that's the case here. No, it's got a separate toggle switch for on and off. Okay. I think that's about the only differences in terms of the exterior of it. Let me get the battery in here and we'll see what it looks like. A lot of people like the fact that it made the handle beefier, and I do too. This is actually much beefier than it was before in terms of holding it. Now, one of the first accessories I'm going to buy that didn't come with it is a UV filter. I don't like having my lens exposed directly. On my existing one, I do have one there, but I don't want to reuse that one. So there is a UV filter that's on here. You can screw it on or off. They don't cost that much, less than 10 bucks. You get a nice UV, and it really also not only blocks UV, but it keeps you from accidentally causing damage or dirtying the lens, the real lens on the outer rim of the lens assembly. Okay, so now I got the battery in. Let's turn this around. See what we got here. So we'll see. Let me turn it on. Like it's not coming. Oh, it looks like there's no charge in the battery. So what I'll have to do is get a charged battery and put it in here. Let me go take care of that. Be right back. Okay, I went and got one of my charged batteries that I use for my ZV-E10. Notice I put labels on them. This is my third battery. So let me go ahead and put this in and we'll take a look to see how it really works, right? Okay, let's see if this thing will come on now. Turn the power on. There we go. Scared me for a moment. There was a bit of a delay. English, I'll say not now for that. Privacy notice, I understand. Set on creator's app. I'm going to use the camera. Oh, I got to hit the trash to go there. Set area and date. Let's see, does it have New York? Yep, New York, Bogota. So I got that. English, why not? Month, day, year. I got to change this to today's date. September 8th. The time is almost 56. So 3:56 p.m. $3:57 now. I'll say okay. Yeah, I'll set it to auto power off. Temperature to high. Let me set it. The temperature of this device may rise to prioritize recording time. Would you like to change this setting? Perform a pixel mapping. The lens cap is still attached, so I'll go ahead and do one. It opened the lens up, and it closed it. Pixel map complete. It tells us how to do the swiping of the fingers, left and right. That's okay. And let me take the lens cap off, actually, at this point. See what I get. Oh, there we go. I can see the box down there on the screen. And the camera is all set. Oh, no card in it. So I'm not going to be able to record anything right now. At least it came up. Got 95% battery. That was fairly charged battery. So what I'll do now is I'll turn it off and we'll go through the other accessories. I believe one of them is a card. There we go. It's all closed up. I'll put the lens cap back on. I'm very careful about that. We put this on its little cushion stuff off to the side here, and then we'll open up the other accessories. Okay, so this battery has to be charged. I don't want to have to put it in there and wait forever, which is fortunate because one of the accessories that B&H Photo gave me is a duo charger. No extra batteries, that would have been nice, but they're expensive, so I can understand that. Let me open this up. Oh, they give you the power thing too, that's good, the brick. I may change that if it's not high enough amperage. I'll have to check to see what the amperage is on this. I can't see it right now. But for this purposes, I'll go ahead and take this out. It's got the USB. Put that aside. It's a regular brick. Chances are it's 1.5 amps at the most. See what kind of connector it has on here. Oh, USB-C, that's great. So this charger comes with a USB-C. I can use a lot of different cables with it. That is perfect. So let me plug this in, and then I'll put the battery in, the one that they gave me, and we'll let it charge. It's very similar to a charger I have already for one of the other cameras. So I'll just put this over here out of the way, let it charge up. The camera's sitting here chilling. And let's see what else we got. Well, they did give me an SD card, a pretty good one. It's 200 megabytes per second. I really like to get to 300, but you know, I'll try this. It's, you know, I do have some of these too. Let me just open it up, see what we get. There we go. Comes a nice little case. That's good. I like those cases. Let's go ahead and put it in the camera. The camera I almost went to the bottom because I'm used to doing that with these things. So let's get this guy open here. Oops, put it down carefully. Let's do the SD card. Probably like that. Good. Let's turn it back on. Preparing database. Now, I'm only in HD mode right now, so it's got 4 hours and 30 minutes of record time on that SD card. I'll be changing that record mode in a little bit, but that way I just want to make sure it did come up. If I go into the menus, what do I get here? Menu, I can change all of that. File format, gonna make it 4K. Okay, I won't change anything else right now, I just like to go to 4K. Let me go down to media, there we go. I want to format the media, so I'd like to reformat the card. Go ahead and format it. It's supposed to have a much faster processor in it. That's beautiful. That is fast. That's why this camera can do a lot more than the original one, because of the speed of that processor. Let me see what I got here in terms of taking videos. So I'll put these at the tail end of this video. Oh look, it does have this mode where it thinks it's doing this, right? So it switched automatically. Let me go this way and go back to this. I guess I must have tilted it. Let me hit the record button. Okay, it's recording. And it should be picking up my sound, so we'll see what happens when I do this, whether or not it picks up my sound. Okay, I didn't check to see if the sound was, you know, front, back, whatever. Let's see, can I look at it now? Not sure, I have to play with that. Okay, I'll probably do another separate video on this, showing some of the options that are new, maybe in comparison to the original one. Possibly, you know, have a sample video from the original one as well right next to it. So for now, I think that's a good enough test. So I've done a recording. Let me see if I can play it back. So here we go. Okay, it's recording. And it should be picking up my sound, so we'll see what happens when I do this, whether or not it picks up my sound. Okay, I didn't check to see if the sound was, you know. It looks like it worked. I'll get out of that, back to this. Okay, so I think that's what I wanted to show here in terms of the camera itself, along with opening up the other accessories. So let me continue with the accessories. Get that done with, and then I'll play with it a while, then I'll do a conclusion to this video. Let's open this thing up. So that was included. The SD card and the charger was included with the B&H package. And they don't really charge any hefty premium on top of anything, so those are pretty much freebies from wherever I would have bought it. What do we got here? Wow, that's interesting. I guess the main compartment here, where's the camera would go. Oh, they got a shoulder strap here. Okay. And the camera can be held in here. It's got really nice cushions to it. Sides, top, sides, bottom. Yeah, really nice. Check the bottom. Yeah, the bottom too. Oh, you also got this. You can put it through your belt loop. So you got belt loop, a dual one here. Over here it looks like it's got two little things for your SD cards if you wanted to. So you can put these little SD card things in there. It's got two separate ones here. That's good. Got a little pouch here. That's probably where I'll put the remote. I'll show you the remote next. That's something I bought on my own after I ordered this. So it did arrive earlier today, so I can go ahead and show you how that is. Let's look at the front. Zip this guy up. It's got dual zippers. We got here one zipper in this little front pouch. Okay. That's where batteries are going to go, right? Yeah, that's where batteries are going to go. I won't pull that one out right now, but that's clear to the size of it. Well, maybe not two of them because it's kind of tight in there, but definitely there's room just to lay them in here as well. Cushioned as well, which is good. So all these essentials will be in here. I'll probably put my my Rode mics in here too. I like to use the Rode mics on the cameras, even when they're on the gimbal. Okay, that's about it for that, but decent case. So that's all that came with that. Now let me show you what I got on my own that I ordered, and this is a, now Sony doesn't seem to have one, at least not one that I could see easily for sale. It says for Sony, but it's not from Sony like my other one, the one that I use on my ZV-E10. Let me open this up. I wanted to get a white one. Yep. Oh, it's got a little strap, a little carry strap. It's smaller than I thought it was going to be. It comes with two batteries. Wow. I guess 2032s. Yeah, that looks like 2032s to me. And it's got this little strap here. Right, so this can go on this little bottom part here. That's handy. Get this on here. There we go. Be nice if that was white, but you can't have everything. So let me set this up. I'll probably make a separate short about how to set this up. Sure, it's exactly the same as the other Sony one, but I won't take the time here to show it. I'll put it in a moment. Anyway, those are all the accessories that came with it. Okay, I did the pairing. So let me point to something here, and let me see my computer build over there. I'll pick one over here real quick. Let me go ahead and pick my two power supplies over here. So if I just hit the red button, it should start recording. And there we go. It is now recording. It should be picking up my sound. So I'll switch back and forth between, my external sound and the sound that's being received by the camera through its microphone over here on the top. Still charging the battery. It's taken a while. That thing was completely discharged. So it's not even 25% yet. Anyway, that shows that the camera does work and the remote does work. So let me stop it. Hit that again. So let me turn the camera off. Put the lens cap back on. And let me close this video out. Okay, it's recording. And it should be picking up my sound. So we'll see what happens when I do this, whether or not it picks up my sound. Okay, I didn't check to see if the sound was, front, back, whatever. Let's see, can I look at it now? Not sure, I have to play with that. Okay, I'll probably do another separate video on this, showing some of the options that are new, maybe in comparison to the original one. And possibly, have a sample video from the original one as well right next to it. So for now, I think that's a good enough test. And there we go. It is now recording. It should be picking up my sound. So I'll switch back and forth between, my external sound and the sound that's being received by the camera through its microphone over here on the top. Yep. Still charging the battery. It's taken a while. That thing was completely discharged, so not even 25% yet. Anyway, that shows that the camera does work and the remote does work. So let me stop it. Okay, well, this last clip is actually being filmed by my new ZV-E10 Mark II. How does it look? Hopefully I have all the settings right. I think I'll wind up revisiting the settings a couple more times before I'm happy with them. We'll see how that goes. But as I said earlier in this video, I'm going to be selling my existing ZV-E10 that I really have no use for anymore. Now, I'm not going to get anywhere near what I paid for this thing, but at least I hope to recover some of the money back. So we'll see how it is. I really haven't used it that much in the 3 years that I've had it. The only time, and you can look through my videos, were when I was using the gimbal, really. Very rarely did I actually use it in the studio. But there's been a couple of times when I actually took pictures as a second view on the same subject within the studio. So there may be that. But in terms of percentage-wise, this camera's been used probably about 1/10 as much as my ZV-E1 or my ZV-1, which is my downward facing camera up above here. So that's been used a lot and it's still kicking well good. So I'm going to put down in the notes below these accessories that I'll be including with this camera because I don't need them anymore. Things like a case, the batteries, there's 3 of them actually, and a battery charger, just as an example, plus a few other niceties too that I really don't need. So if you're interested, take a look, send me an email. The email is also down in my notes, and maybe we could talk about it back and forth through email and see how it goes. Anyway, hopefully you got something out of this video. I will be following this up with other videos, probably not tomorrow, but within a week, 2 weeks, to go over my settings and why I picked them, for example, and maybe a comparison. If I haven't sold this camera yet, I will go ahead and put a comparison between the two side by side. We'll see how that looks. I know others have done that, but this is set up the way I want to do it for studio use. I may even put them on separate handheld tripods, bring them out walking around and see what happens. So we'll see. Okay, so anyway, thanks for watching. Until the next time, take care.